There's so many root causes. So there's a common root cause that a lot of times it's thought, yes, you can be born with ADHD. So the reasons that someone can be born with ADHD is because there's a strong familial link. There'll be whole entire families that have ADHD that are in the family. But there's a strong genetic link to trauma too that may be expressing as well. So it can be a result of lead exposure, premature birth, alcohol, nicotine, and drugs consumed during pregnancy. Another missed one that I see so often that I actually started doing concussion and brain injury assessments is a head injury. So an undiagnosed head injury or traumatic brain injury, and then lack of exercise. And then there's a lot of psychosocial factors, such as not a structured daily routine. Maybe the family is homeless, or maybe they are refugees or migrating. Maybe the family structure has been impaired. Screen usage, high media consumption with ADHD. There's a lot of research that's starting to come about in that area. Lack of personal care or attention. And there's also a ton of epigenetic reasons. Detoxification, toxins in the environment, toxins in our clothes, toxins in our, in paint and things like that. And then there's so many other things that contribute to or can look like ADHD symptoms, such as developmental trauma, complex trauma, PTSD, sensory processing disorder. That one never gets diagnosed. Anxiety, depression, OCD, autism. And then there's learning disabilities that go along with it. So I'll see a lot of neurodivergent folks that get traumatized along the way because their neurotype is not being honored in a school, community, or workplace setting. It's very brain-based. It's not like someone's choosing not to focus. Their brain works in a different way, but there's so many gifts to having ADHD. The creativity and the hyper-focusing on special interests, and someone may have like a broad range of understanding of topics. So I like to hone the interest too, because I think that's so important when we're talking about like school and careers. But there's also some research showing like orgophosphates. I have a hard time saying that. So there are things that are used for insect control that are shown that they can cause neurological symptoms that look like behavioral symptoms related to ADHD. So our food contributes to, because there are some even healthy foods that for someone with ADHD and maybe co-occurring autism that just may exacerbate symptoms.